You now tuned in to the Gumptown Podcast. I'm your boy Doug B. We ain't got nothing to talk about, but we got something to talk about. Let's go. Good people. Welcome back to the Gumptown Podcast, episode 143. I'm Doug B. If you tuned in to this podcast, thank you for your time and your attention. I really appreciate you giving it a shot. Today's guest is the founder and owner of K1 Management. I'm looking forward to this conversation, and I'm sure we'll all be inspired by her story. Let's chop it up with Kenya Sanders. Kenya, how's it going?
It's going well. It's going well. Thanks for having me.
Glad to hear that. I appreciate you for giving me a few minutes of your time to chop it up on the podcast.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Of course, here to talk about K1 Management and all the great things you have going on with the business. But before we go there, let's get to know the woman behind the brand. Born and raised in the Gump, what was your upbringing like coming up in the city?
Oh man, of course, it was just like a lot of normal kids, really, do pretty much in a middle class family. My mom is very supportive. My brother, shout out to Kenny Brother, get a slice, being the big brother that he is, making sure his sister, you know, just succeed and be careful out here, because the streets of Montgomery pretty hard. So, just growing up with a good head on my shoulders, learning instruments, learning just anything that I could learn just growing up, coming from Carver Elementary to Floyd to Carver High School and JD and, just traveling a lot. So, it gave me the great mindset where I'm at. Like I said, shout out to my moms, my pops, rest in peace, my grandma, all of them just raised me up right so I can be the person I am today.
Wow, that's great. Appreciate you for sharing a little bit of your background. Sounds like you had a great village growing up.
Yes, I did. Thank God.
Yes, ma'am. That's definitely what it takes. So you going to graduate from JD and going to attend Auburn University in Montgomery, AUM. What was that college life experience like for you?
Oh my goodness, college life was awesome. And I wasn't I'm not gonna be off stereotypical, but I wasn't the regular college student. As people may know, I did have my son Kalani at 19. But having him actually made it a little bit easier for me. I know it's kind of confusing, but just knowing I'm the type of person that'll do anything for anybody. So knowing that I have something extra that added to the family to push forward just gave me that strength to go on through college life and, this experience in a little different, but still the same way.
Okay, sounds good. And nothing wrong with that. You got pregnant with your child and you had to do what you had to do. And now that's
Mhm.
great. That's basically you just talking about having your child just gave you that sense of responsibility and not weird at all. So you didn't have the
Yeah,
typical
yeah,
college experience. You were a student and a mom. Talking about two full-time
exactly.
jobs, huh?
Exactly.
Okay. So just in terms of were you were you able to take classes on campus or were you doing online classes? Like how did you navigate that?
And this again goes thanks to the tribe that I have, the family. I took classes actually at the school physically because I did have my mom, my grandparents to help watch um my son while I took my classes or while I worked. So it was a blessing within itself.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, it goes back to that village. Hey, that
Oh
powerful
yeah.
village.
Mm-hmm.
Ab-
Exactly.
Absolutely. So just in terms of K1 management, what you got going on over there?
Oh man, K1 management. Right now, everybody knows it's almost like the start of a new quarter. We got Atlanta birthday bash we looking forward to. I got some artists that's looking to participate in some events there. We got getting ready for South by Southwest towards the middle of the year. We got some definitely big stuff coming up. The Mega Fest. Um, Definitely a lot of events with a lot different of my artists. And just to give a little shout out, I got Hot Rod, SS Choir Boy, Montana, or More Life. My apologies. I got paid, myself included, but all of us are ready to just do it big and hit it out there and definitely give it up for Montgomery. Let them know what Montgomery is just Alabama in general. Got it all about, you know?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. It sounds like y'all got some great things cooking up over there at K1 Management. So I see that you established the company back in 2019. What exactly
Yes.
got you inspired to come into the entertainment management space?
Well, I've always been big in music. My whole family has been. Uh, Definitely, we started out playing instruments. I definitely played a lot of talented and a good amount of instruments as far as the keyboard, clarinet, drums, but I'm the biggest and the flute, thanks to my mom, which is actually a pretty hard woodwind instrument. So, just going from that and actually I did other stuff. I did golfing, I did professional modeling, but it just led me back to, hey, I want to do music. I want to do management. I always wanted to manage since I was a kid because I used to like, my mom said, I used to like telling people what to do. So, so it went from that to, hey, I want to do management. I want to get out some of these criteria, take on what I really want to do as a career, let it lead on straight to that. And then just speaking to certain people, like Lord rest in peace, Dobie. I spoke to him a couple of times before I passed, and I let him know, this is something I want to do, but I'm good at modeling, and I don't want to give up. And he's like, hey, you got to risk what you want to do. So,
Right.
thank God for that. What he told me, and that just really kind of pushed me, got me started. And all these other rappers that's making our city bigger, Rubber Band OG, spoke to him a couple of times. Super Nard, I remember him a few times. And Lord, heal him. Amen to that. But, and just looking at what they're doing for our city to get us out there on the map, to let them know, hey, Montgomery's not just this fighting city, this racist city, this type of city or state that everybody stereotypically put us in. We got talent.
Right.
So I just want to help push that talent out.
Mm. No, and I think that's great. That's great that you in this space and you actually enjoy doing what you do because that's what it's about. Finding something that doesn't feel like work. You get a chance to manage artists. You get a chance to steer them in the right direction in terms of their music careers and just hearing you talk about all the different things that you've dabbled in, playing instruments, modeling, management. You're a real dear Renaissance woman. Golly, that's pretty dope.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So just in terms of, I also read you being an artist as well. Is so what genre would you say you're in as an
Oh,
artist?
I can't even pick a genre because I'm so diverse. Of course, I'm definitely gonna say a lot of hip hop and R&B, but I do rock music. I do country. I'm just a diverse woman.
Okay.
I grew up old school. I can do the whole blues, jazz. I do it all. So whatever my heart desires for me to feel to make that time, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. No, sounds good. That's amazing. Thanks you for sharing that. And like I said, I just think that's great that you're getting artists that exposure. You letting the world know, hey, Montgomery, we got some real talent here. We're not just we're not a one trick pony because I know some people probably look at Montgomery as a black hole
Yeah,
or Montgomery is only known for the boys bus boycott, but we're bigger than that. Like we have a lot of great talent here, and like don't get me wrong, we have rich history. However, we got some great people in the city now, connected to the city, doing great
yeah.
things.
We
So
always got the future that could definitely withstand and withhold. They'll not only teach our history, but teach what can come up later on in the future for more generations to come.
right,
So yeah, that's good about that.
right, absolutely, absolutely. So present day, you're in Atlanta, right?
Oh, I actually moved back to Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay, now you
Yeah,
back
I'm back in
home.
my city. Yes, I'm back home
Okay,
with a
so
with a new little one. So yeah.
okay, absolutely. So during your time in Atlanta, what was the experience like living in the A and doing and working in the A?
It was a great experience. I met so many people, very diverse people from tattoo artists and barbers that do music. Of course, they do that here, but run into celebrities. You know how some people get starstruck and they just walk in the street. Like I saw Candy Burris at the gas station with her husband. I'm just like, hey, what's up? So it's like it's just it's a whole it really is a whole different experience and ball game with that compared to down here. But it also gave me the experience when people ask me where I'm from and I would tell them, I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. And they'll look at me, like even some celebrities would ask me where you from Montgomery, Alabama. Some people be like, oh, that's so country. I was like, but hey, you never said we're not talented. You never said we're not one of the best. You never said we don't bring it when we have to. and they give it to us. They'll be like, "Hey, y'all do got some talented people down there." You know, even celebrity, y'all do have talented people. So I try to, being in Atlanta, like I said, it gave me a lot of graces. It taught me more patience, but I can also expand my city onto them instead of them having that uh stereotype in their head that, like we said about Montgomery, they're just about this. They're so big about, oh, Montgomery about the man with the chair. That's the big thing. Like, nah, we're way more than that. So, and they take the time to sit down and listen to what we really do, besides, like you said, the stuff in the past, what we're doing now. So that's why I am appreciative that I did have the opportunity to go down there to share our city with them more than what they already know.
Yes, ma'am. Good stuff. And it's so funny hearing you talk about Atlanta calling us country. I'm like, y'all right up the street. Y'all just as country as we are. I mean, what they
Exactly.
talking about?
You know how many people I done ran into, and I was like, "Hey, I'm on Cascade." You to my KK. I was like,
Right.
I much respect for the Atlanta people that's listening to this. I love y'all to death. I love how y'all say it, but I was looking at like, it's Cascade got an S in it though. They're like, you from here? It's KK. I'm like, okay, respect, respect.
That's dope. Yeah, I got love for people in Atlanta too. It's just funny when they talk down when they try to talk as if Alabama or Montgomery like we're country as if they're not country. But it's all love. I'm glad.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So I'm glad that you were able to live in Atlanta and get that exposure and just like you said, put on for the city and let them know. You said it loud and proud. I'm from the Gump and I don't need to be ashamed
Yeah.
of it. Yes, ma'am. So just in terms of what you do, working with people, managing artists, what do you enjoy the most about what you get to do as a manager?
Um, I think I enjoy the proudness, and I would say that as in terms to when I see my artists come and say, "Hey, I've been doing it for years." You have some artists say, "Hey, I'm just been in the game for 2 or 3 years," and uh, they just ready to get out there. And of course, sure enough, it's going to take time because they got to remember, like people outside of us, like Alabama, are not going to know who we are until we put ourselves out there. So when I see my artists finally getting that recognition, um, getting on stage, performing, and to the point where it get higher and higher and higher and higher that people want to call them to, book their events and do this, and they just sound like, oh man, somebody called me this people call me that, you know what I'm saying? And I be happy. That's my proudness. And then when they come and they say, because some people think I deserve my flowers for helping people that don't even give me the recognition. But I don't even say that. I would say, hey, whether they give me flowers or not, I'm just glad to see them where the state that they are and they're happy, because that's where they want to be. They know inside, I know inside, and same with my artists who do give me my flowers and recognize me. Um, I appreciate that. It's almost like seeing your child walk across stage for graduation. Like this my baby. Like it's like I'm happy to see this happen, you know?
Now, that's amazing. So it just sounds like you just enjoy watching your artists develop and blossom,
Exactly.
get their
Yeah.
shine, and even if they don't necessarily give you recognition, in your heart of hearts, hey, I was there from the beginning, and you don't always have to be loud
Mhm.
and give yourself praise. Those who know, they know.
Exactly. Just by being humble.
Right.
Being humble.
Absolutely.
The Lord will bless me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But don't be too humble. Like be like diet humble. Don't be too humble. Like don't be
But
so humble to the
I'm,
point.
I'm definitely gonna throw my finger and be like, hey, okay, my management played a little part in this too. You
Right,
know what
right,
I'm
right,
saying?
right, right, right.
Y'all
Okay,
get a little
okay.
bit too big. I'm gonna jump in your comments and say, hey, one management, when you start off new day one, hey,
Right,
what's up?
right. Hey, you gotta let him, hey, you gotta give him a little bit now. You ain't gotta give him too much. You gotta give him a little bit,
Exactly.
Nah, that's amazing. That's
Exactly.
great. That's great. So just in terms of you being in this space, being in this management space, what are some of those cities that you've had a chance to visit that you probably didn't think you would ever get a chance to go see?
Oh man, it's actually a lot of places that it's crazy that you asked that. It's a lot of places that I have not gone yet that I'm actually going to in the future. So just to answer that question, um, all these places that I've been before I've been, but I'm getting ready to take a trip. Hopefully by the end of the year to Canada. Next year, I plan on going to Europe to work with some dope producers that I met. They're actually twins. Um, I plan on going to Morocco, and I actually plan on taking my kids there. Um, California, New York, upstate New York, actually. And I actually been there once before, so I really do enjoy it. It's a lot. It's some places in I think not Kentucky, yeah, Kentucky, that I met an artist that would like for me to come out there. So all those actually are coming up. So I know they already set in stone. So at least I know those places are what I'm about to visit.
Okay. Now that's amazing. You about to be international around here. I love to hear it. Getting a chance to
Yeah,
go to Canada, Morocco, Kentucky. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Getting out there, getting your name out there, and just continuing to network and expand the brand. That's dope.
exactly, exactly.
Yes, ma'am. So whenever I have entrepreneurs on the platform like yourself, I like to talk about three things: the aha moment, action, and audacity. Take us back to your aha moment when you first had the idea to start K1 Management.
Oh, okay. So that takes me back when I said I made that had that talk with, rest in peace, like I said every time, Dobie. And he made that statement towards me, you gotta take risks for what you want. And I was just so afraid to give up my modeling. But I was actually doing a couple of music videos that I work with some film directors. And in adjusted that I was kind of directing the videos as well. I was helping out directing assistant actually. And I just remember that thought when he kept staying in my head. And I was like, you know what? This is the time to do what I want to do. Like, I love doing stuff, but I love being behind the camera. Like, I don't care to be in front of it as often. I don't mind. I don't care. So I like to do something behind the camera. So what more can I do? And I was just running out do stuff. I was like, I know how to design clothes, but then I'm still gonna kind of be in front of the camera. Like I know how to, you know, play instruments, but somebody may want me to perform on stage with them and stuff. And I was like, I went back to my kid. I was like, well, I'm directing. I'm doing this. Got connections. I'm pretty good at this. And tell them what to do. I went to school for it. So why not go ahead and pursue business management? And then I was looking at my son, and I think he was 2 at the time. This is like way before. And I was just like, okay, he loved music. He loves music. What's something that I can do that would carry on a legacy of mine that he could possibly fall back on if this is something he would like to do? And in 2019, it took some years, but 2019 came, and I was just like, hey, I want to start a management company. And it didn't take long. As soon as I said that, like, K1 popped in my head because my name started with a K, my son name started with a K, and now my daughter that I just had not long ago name started with a K. But just me and him, I was like, I'm just gonna call it K1 because we're number ones in each other's lives, and it's gonna be K for life. So, and if he take over, it can still be K1 because his name started with a K. So I just say K1 Management, and there it is.
Okay, that's amazing, and that's a organic way you came up with the name, and just hearing you talk about just your aha moment, like which part that I did, and you actually answered the next question right on cue, just in terms of that action. It didn't take you very long to come up with a name and a logo, and actually get started in business. Sounds like you got right to it.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And that last portion, just hearing you talk, just in terms of the audacity. So it takes courage and audacity to put an idea out to the world. It's one thing to have an aha moment, take action on it, but to put it out to the world, to be praised or criticized, that's where the audacity comes in. It just sounds like you wanting to leave something behind, leave a legacy behind for your son.
Yeah.
That's part of what gave you the audacity to go for it.
Yes, that definitely pushed and gave me the audacity for that. And I'm one of those people that's when people try to shut you down, like your haters, it like they say haters are your motivator. It motivated me more. So when I finally came out with that, I had a good amount of handful of people that believed in me, but I had people they talking about how you modeling, but you about to manage people in music. You can't even like a lot of people didn't know I'm an artist myself. I'm trying to keep that a little bit behind, but people know that now. But people like, you don't even do music yourself. How you supposed to manage and this, that, and that? And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna show y'all. And then I want my son to see me show y'all, so that way if anybody try to put him down, he know what to do. So it just pushed me more, to do what I have to do. And like I said, I have a great family and tribe behind me that was so blessed and helpful to watching my son when I did have to make some trips, even though I miss him. And it was that hard sacrifice I had to make, especially like my mom, they made some sacrifice to watch him so I can rise and get to this point of where I am with K1 Management.
That's amazing, and it's so interesting hearing you talking about people trying to put you in the box, saying, "Oh, you model, how you gonna manage people?" And honestly, Kenya, what it is, people say stuff like that because they don't believe they could do it, and they try to put you in the
Mhm.
box, and they want you to. They people can't help themselves sometimes, and that's why it's important to just follow your heart and do what you want to do, and don't get caught up on the opinions of others, and
Oh
not to
yeah,
be and not to be rude, not to sound like a jerk or nothing, but most of the time, people who give you constructive criticism, they've never constructed anything. So, how can you tell me how to build something, to do something, if you never built anything from the ground up?
exactly, exactly. That's exactly how I was feeling. I just wanted to put my
Right. Exactly. I mean, don't put me in the box. Like, let me go out here and fall on my face and let me tell me I'm not capable of doing it. Like, don't you tell me I'm not capable of doing it, because the funny part is when your brand do take off and become a household name, I guarantee you those same people are gonna be like, I believed in you the whole time. Like, I've been your number one
exactly.
fan from day one.
And it's so crazy because I have a song and it's my own personal song that's gonna be coming out. It's called Say Now. And this a little not a little clip of it, just a little into what it started off. It started off with people making fun of me. It was like, Kenya can't do music, she can't do it. When did she start doing this and that? And then when I, rap my verse and everything and sing it at the end, they was like, "Oh, okay, there she go. I liked her the whole time. I told you, you know." So I can't wait for you guys to hear that song when it does come out to
Right.
see, that's how it is.
Right. Absolutely. No, that's amazing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing that track once you release it officially. So you've done great things with K1 Management, and I know great things are coming down the pipeline, which leads to my next portion, vision. What are your short-term goals? What are your short-term and long-term goals for the business?
Short term goals is just to continue hustling, bustling, getting these shows out for my artists. I just put a new artist on my roster, Kfu Shamir, which I'm thankful for him. He's actually based in Los Angeles. So for my business to be heard all the way in California now it's just a blessing. So I just want to continue doing that, hustling, bustling, getting them shows, paid shows, and I'm gonna keep doing that.
Okay, absolutely. And long term, what you got up your sleeve long term?
Long term, I am working. Like I said, we already got in nipping it in the bud, making it a whole international type thing with K1 Management. I want to make it where whoever signs with me, I will have my own label, be independent label through K1 Management as an agency. Because not only do I do artists, but I manage models now, musicians, artists as far as like painters, dancers, anything entertainment. And I just want to expand it with a bigger team. And like I said, to a point, if you are an artist that do music, they can once the label come out, you can own your own masters. It's sounding, but you own your own masters and you're free to do what you want. That way you don't have to be trapped under these contracts and anything with these labels. You feel free with your music and let that be international.
Okay, good stuff. Those are both great goals, short term, long term, and I have no doubt you'll continue to crush it and do great things with the business.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. As we wrap up the podcast, I want to ask $1 million question. I started this podcast to highlight the greatness connected to the city of Montgomery. Whether you were born here or lived here for a significant period of your life, be it college, military, or work, you being a hometown hero of Kenya, I want to ask you, what makes you the most proud to be from the Gump?
Oh, it's my people. And you may get that a lot, but it's so good to see my people. And honestly, that's probably one of the reasons I moved back. I could have moved anywhere I want, but it is, and when I say my people, I don't mean just my family. These people are just so bright. It's home. Anybody, you can ask anybody who ever traveled here from any state, Atlanta, New York, whatever, when they come to Montgomery, they cannot say they don't feel comfort in anybody they meet down here because it's like home. We're comfortable. We're always going to be happy and show you, hospitality here. And that's why.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Hey, Montgomery is the city of dreams. And to your point, the people is definitely all about the people. And yeah, I do hear that a lot. And it's just spot on. Like the people in the Gump, we just dope people. I mean, I can't explain it.
Exactly, exactly.
Yes, ma'am. So how can people connect with you, Kenya? What are your social media handles?
Oh yes, everything K1 Management, um, Facebook, Instagram, uh, X, formerly known as Twitter, anything Spotify.com. Y'all want to do business? I'm down for whatever. Just let me know. I'm never too big to handle business, so work with
Hey,
me.
hey, you had kind of cut out there. So I heard K1 Management on Facebook, IG, and Twitter. And what other information did you want to share?
Oh yeah, I was saying that that's my name on all social media platforms, K1 Management. I was saying like you can hit me up on there to get my email. I'm never too big to handle business, so feel free to DM me. I will DM back. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. And of course, I'll put all of that information in the description of the episode. Hey, Kenya, thanks again for the conversation. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Good people, that concludes another dope episode of the Gumptown Podcast. In the meantime, in between time, y'all know what to do. Be blessed, be safe, but most importantly, have the audacity to be you. Gone. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate your time and your attention. Until next time.